Hi, 3 and 4-year-old leaders. We're preparing for June 2nd as we finish our series, Be Strong and Courageous. This week, we're taking a look at taking the land. Remember, Joshua was promised that before they crossed the Jordan River, God was going to take care of the people in the land if Joshua and the Israelites would obey God's commands. And so they are doing their best to obey God. They did it at the river. They did it when they got to Jericho, even though it seemed kind of ridiculous. And now again, they are facing again another battle that God had went before them. During the battles the Israelites faced in Canaan, Joshua was not in charge. God was in charge. God determined whom Israel battled and how they would win. He gave Israel the victory. God was with Israel as they conquered the rest of the land. Then he gave his people years of peace and rest. God was keeping his promise to give his people the land. God answered the prayers of his people. He fought for Joshua and the Israelites, saving them and giving them victory over their enemies. God was glorified when his people loved and obeyed him. Remember, we've been talking about sin, and sin is anything we think, speak, or behave that goes against God or God's commands. All of us have a sin problem, and we need our Savior. And God is helping the Israelites know that they need a Savior so that they can continue to live and obey God. But us on the other side of this, we also need to make sure that we do things that are helping us to think, speak, and behave in ways that obey God's commands. So your activities today, you have your social activity. Hopefully the kids are still having fun with this and your rocks have held up for the whole time. Remember, this is a relay race where they're going to try to move the rocks from one place to the other to remind us of the stones that Joshua picked up in the Jordan River. Then your small group activity, each kid is going to get a bag that has a bunch of stickers in it. There are 3 different kinds of sticker activities, and I'm sorry, I know that sometimes that's not easiest with the little ones, but there was no way to get enough of one activity for everybody to do the exact same activity. What they do have that's the same, though, is all of it should say, trust in the Lord with all of your heart. And so hopefully that will help them remember their memory verse and be able to take that home so that they can keep that as a reminder for themselves. There's also a magnet that can get taped on the back of it so that they can put it on their refrigerator when they get home. Then, to help us remember our memory verse, one last time of doing the signs, trust in the Lord with all of your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him and he will make your path straight, or submit to him and he will make your path straight. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this series and helping kids know that God keeps his commands, he keeps his promises, and he was doing everything to help lead the Israelites to follow him more, and that we as believers and those who are seeking to know him more, we can do the exact same thing, and God can be with us all of the time. Have a great week, and thank you for leading.